Welcome to my podcast. This is my very first formatted podcast. If you have not seen video snippets of conversations or um, things that I've done, I like to keep it light and funny. Um, Today we have joining us Charnele Brown from a different world and Earlicia Holman, who's a crisis counselor. We talk about mental wellness and what we do to de-stress. Also, on the end, we'll have a commentary from Uncle Earl. He'll let us know what he does for his own mental wellness. Thanks for tuning in. We'll jump right into it.
The eighth letter, trendsetter, I'm so H-Town. Hello, Houston, welcome home to my place now. I'ma say, hey, you can say it right back. You're at home here. Hello, Houston, holla back. I'ma say, hey.
Great. And can I just tell Miss Charlene, it is a pleasure to meet you. And I grew up on.
It's Charnele, baby. Charnele.
It's okay. It's Charnele. It's Charnele. I know it's really weird.
Miss Charnele, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, likewise.
Oh.
And you're as beautiful in person as you are on TV.
You know something? It's so weird. It's like I'm at home. This is it. Tiffany, I remember where we met. We were like sitting together, like. It was a function. Remember that function?
Yeah.
We were sitting on, sitting next to each other, and we both were thinking the same thing. Why are we here?
We was thinking this some bullshit right here.
That means it was meant for you all to meet that day.
It was
meant.
because
It was meant to be.
Because you know what? You know how you meet somebody and they have this authentic vibe? She just was like, and I've met a lot of celebrities and they kind of have a faux vibe. She doesn't have a faux vibe. She got a real vibe.
Can I tell y'all this right quick?
Mm-hmm.
She has done some. You worked with somebody at the Tabernacle of Praise. It's a church.
Yes, it's a church. Yes,
you did something. I just remember. I just remember you did a play or something.
Okay.
And I knew some people that participated in it.
Yes.
My mother lives in that area where you did the project, and everybody spoke very highly of you.
Oh, that's good. That's important.
Very highly of you.
That's important because sometimes I have bad days. I ask people, it's like, I met you 2 years ago. I was like, how was I? So I can apologize before we get started again.
Oh,
you never know.
Lord,
you never know.
Let me say thank you. I feel so blessed because Tiffany just called me this morning. Well, Tiffany is very good friends with my sister. I've been knowing Tiffany since I was a little girl. And she reached out to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just so excited because I'm launching my speaking career.
Wonderful.
And when she reached out to me, I just said, yes. Whatever you want me to do, the answer is yes.
That's our kid.
Yeah.
That's right.
Even though it took a little while
So
for
I
her
want
to
to
call
tell
me
her
back.
thank you right now in advance for even thinking of me.
Oh,
period.
Oh,
yeah. Well,
I love this. There's so much love.
Yeah,
I love love.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this. I was talking to some friends of mine about Charnele's acting classes, right? and I said, well, you guys, you're trying to get into acting. You should consider taking her acting class. And they were like, well, where is it? I'm like, it's on the north side, and then they were like, well, what's in the class? What happens? And, what's her contact information? And I'm like, I better call her and get that because she was, she moved. She was in one location and she moved to another one. So I always try to, when people are looking for acting coaches, I always try to mention her because she,
and you do. And I thank you so much. You do that.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I love her whole vibe, her energy. I really do.
Oh, thank you. But I always say is you get what you get.
Right. That's right. You do.
That is true.
And I called her one day.
That
I
is
was like,
true.
you know, Charlie, I might need you to help me with this. I'm trying to do this film, and I might need you to help me. She was like, okay. Look, this is how quick the negotiation went. I was like, well, I could pay you X amount of dollars. She was like, no, you might need to pay me X amount of dollars. I was like, I think I could do that. And she was like, okay, well, if you get ready to do it and you decide you're going to do it, let me know. I'm
Let
like,
me know.
she just straight to the point. Now I was dealing with this other girl out of LA. Baby, it was
Ooh.
you know,
That's my girl. She's crazy as hell.
yeah, she comes to Houston a lot. You know that?
Right now?
I don't know what she's doing right now.
Yeah, because she's back in LA. What is her? Oh, she's gonna kill me. I can't think of her name, but I know who you. Because I did a play with her here in Houston. She's crazy. She's crazy.
I cannot think of her name to save my life. But
I can't. Yeah.
She was supposed to, you know, do it, and we just kind of went back and forth.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it wasn't really a money issue or negotiating that. She was in the process of selling her house in Malibu, and she was trying to do all of this other stuff, and I'm like, this girl got too much going on, and she
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She had a restaurant here. And it was a soul food restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
What was the name?
I don't know. But I know that she had a restaurant.
How did she do it? That's what's like, what's the name of it?
And welcome to the podcast. I'm supposed to say that. I got a big sign posted up to say, welcome to the podcast. And I ain't saying
welcome.
It's okay.
We have Charnele Brown. You guys know her as Kimberly Reese from A Different World, and Earlicia Holmes. And Earlicia Holmes, she's a counselor with the school district. And we welcome them both to the show.
Yay! Thank you.
You're welcome. So tell us a little bit about what brought you to Houston.
Who, me, right?
Yes.
Actually, God. Actually, he told me to come because this is going to be the next entertainment sect. And so I followed suit, man. I just came.
Yeah.
Because I knew this was going to be really major, and it's starting to happen.
Had you been in
so
Houston?
it was wonderful.
I
know.
No.
I was back. Actually, I was back here 2000. Mm-hmm. I was here. And that's when he told me to come. But stupid me didn't follow instructions. I didn't wait for instructions.
Wow.
I just said, okay, let's go. And so I came here and all hell broke loose.
Oh, wow.
So I went back to LA. And so now he says, follow my instructions. Before you go, this is what you need to do. And I came back.
Right. Yeah. And I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you did.
Me too.
So your experience, you know, in the acting world or whatever, what are a few tips you can give to a beginner that's just branching out, wanting to get in the business?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, you first of all, you have to really find out if this is your calling.
Right.
It has to be a gift from God. I always say that I can't teach you how to act. I only can enhance what God gave you.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself that. So you can't go on somebody saying that you're so funny. Oh, you're so funny. Or, you know, that's not what acting's about. Acting's embodiment. It's no joke.
Right.
You know, people, you know, take it for granted, but it's a hard road. But it's easier when you're meant to do it.
Sure.
So ask yourself, you know, I always ask them, is it something you can do without getting paid? If you really love it without getting paid, you're in the right field.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, tell us, how long have you been doing these wonderful acting classes? Because I've sat in on one of her classes.
Yeah, you have sat in. That's right.
Baby, she don't play, okay? She's like, is that real? Is that, this is supposed to be real. I'm like, ooh, no.
Yeah, but you have to, especially with us, because we're hard-headed. You know, and as actors, we have egos. And so that has to be chopped down. That in order for you to thrive, you really have to be humble.
Right.
And you got to go in humble and you got to come in empty so you can fill up yourself with that character. And so in order to do that, you got to break people down. I mean, I was broken down. We're all going to be broken down to be built back up.
baby.
You know, so that's basically that's and also too, there's no nonsense. This is what I do for a living.
Right.
So I'm not playing with you.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you have to be very serious. Don't come my way unless if you're not serious. Don't even no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't do it.
And
Don't do it to
tell you,
yourself. No.
and her productions are amazing. I know some of the actresses that were a part of her. I mean, just amazing.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a gift to have her here, especially if you are, you know, trying to get into acting. She's so knowledgeable. She's down to earth. She tells you the truth, you know.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to be a part of your class, how would I reach you or, you know, contact you and tell us what your class has to offer?
Okay. Wow. Okay. First, it's Triwen Productions. That's TRIWEN Productions with an S 22 at yahoo.com. Okay, that's Triwen Productions at 22 at yahoo.com.
Okay.
What I offer is technique. When God said to come here, the talent here is unbelievable. The thing is this: you have to have technique to stay in the game.
Right.
And so what God wanted me to do is to bring in some technique, so when they do come, and they are coming and they're here,
Right.
they don't have to go outside and bring people in. You got talent here.
Right.
That can give you the world. You know, I mean, they're just that amazing to me. And that's what I offer. I offer technique. And on top of that, that acting is not enough. An actor is not enough anymore. You have to direct, you have to write. So whatever that other gift is, you know, we bring it out of you.
Yeah.
And so I have the actors write scenes. I have them direct scenes. A lot of my actors now are producing. They have their own production companies. I mean, who knew? I mean, but this is what's happening right now in this day and age. Acting is not enough. Now that you have all the tools. Back in the day, we didn't have internet.
No.
So we had to do everything. You know, I mean, it was all, you know, one step at a time. And I said, now you guys, you have everything at you can get anybody you want to get.
Right.
If you want to be on a show, to find out, you know, what to do and go hound them until they get so sick of you that they'll see you.
Wow.
Right.
That's what you do. And that's about being persistent and being good at what you do. Because if you're really good at what you do, you can open up that door. And if someone says you suck, you know you don't suck.
Right.
Thank you. And you move on.
That's
but if you
true.
don't have that in you, you're going to stop because you're listening to too many people.
Right.
But when you're good, when you know that you're good, and I tell my actors, you know, we can fake the funk. We're good at it.
Right.
But people know when you fake the funk.
They do.
They know.
They do. They definitely
And a lot of
do.
people on TV and film are faking the funk. And we know it.
Right. But a lot of
but
them
if you
are
can
not
name those
even...
true actors, I mean, look at Viola Davis. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yes.
Passion.
Yes.
Passion.
Yes.
I mean, passion, and she's there. She's present, and she pulls you in.
Right.
I mean, that woman is phenomenal.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
But she wanted it,
Yeah.
and she knew what she wanted, and that's true. You can give the technique, but they have to want it. And that's what
You gotta want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I can't want it more than you. You have to want
Right.
it. You gotta want it. Yeah.
So how long does the classes last?
6 weeks on Saturdays only, because I know people work. And they're intense. I mean, it's like 3 hours or longer. It all depends on when we finish.
Okay.
You
Are
know,
they
so,
for adults
yeah.
or children?
For children, 2 hours, because they can only take so much.
Okay.
You know, for the kids and 7 years old and up, I can't do 6, 7. It's when they start developing and start, you know, listening, and they can sit still. I've gotten some, you know, 7-year-olds that are amazing.
Right.
That they're very astute, and this is what they want to do. But I always tell the parents, you know, the kids are going to have to want to do it, not you.
Right.
You're not going to have to want it. So what I do, usually I like to talk to the kids before I get started. And so with the mom and dad off the phone, and ask them, you know, just talk about it and why you want to do this. And a lot of times, sometimes I've said to the parent, this is not what they want to do. I don't want you to waste your money. This is not what they want to do yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let them grow into it, or maybe not. You know. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna ask you something. So can you give us a different world dirt, like juice, like something that you have, it doesn't have to be, nothing bad. Just something that happened behind the scenes
I
that
can give you
was
something. I
funny.
mean, also too, it's just funny. I can give you something. Well, actually, that Debbie Allen was in the head, and I was scared to death of Debbie Allen. She was no joke.
I've
But I've
heard a
learned a
lot of
lot from
people
her.
say
But
that.
I was so, myself, and I just say myself. I'm not going to add anybody else. I was so angry at her one time, and she was doing her job, because once again, pulling stuff out of you. I had plotted. I was like, I'm gonna, because the bathrooms were outside, and you had to go walk through a hall, through an alleyway. I was gonna, jump her in the alleyway.
Oh my God. Okay.
I was that
Oh my God,
pissed.
that is hilarious.
I was that pissed. I was like, I'm gonna jump this mother. I was saying, she won't know what it is. I'll come from behind.
Oh my gosh.
But also too, when I came to my senses, but I was just so pissed. But I understand. But I thank God for her teaching, because it made me who I am, and I'm disciplined.
Yeah.
And that's what she instilled. And I didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to hear it that day. I was sick of it. Get off of me.
Yeah.
Shut up. So I was plotting.
That is so
But-
funny.
I
Oh
was
my
gonna jump her.
goodness.
Something this is the first time I ever told anybody.
That is hilarious. You know what? It reminds me of when you're in school and it's like, yeah, wait till 3 o'clock. You know what I mean?
Wait, just wait.
Yeah.
And I knew the exact time she would always go to the restroom. I was like, I got you.
Yeah. You don't
Yeah.
get it. Well, that is hilarious. Thank you for sharing that. So
No problem.
I want to tell people, wow, I wasn't expecting that one. I wasn't expecting that.
But
And-
that's something. But that's
hilarious.
silliness. I mean, I was silly for even thinking about it, but it happened. It is what it is.
you know what? You are so sweet and kind. That was the last thing that I would have thought of, because you were so kind.
So
And,
But notice too, it was all in my head.
oh, you were just playing it out. You could have really just beat her down in your head, though. You could have been like,
Like I said, that was a really, it was a good friend in my head. This friend was saying, "Do it."
just spill on her. We're gonna get you. I want them to follow you on your social media pages. Can you give them? You know what? Don't play with me.
I tell you something. You've been so great because this social media thing. I am like illiterate, and Tiff has been. It is.
Like,
It is a different trying.
Really is
After all of that
A different
night.
world.
After all
And
of
she's
that
been
last
trying
night.
to. Yes, and she's been trying to get me to get my face.
Yeah. And you
And
know
I
what?
did the best.
So
I'm sorry.
Tiffany has smaller kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I have a teenager, and and I mean, I'm 39, so but like it's so much with it, and my daughter's like, really, like you don't know, like really, just forget it. It's
I
so
know,
much to
and they
keep up with.
get annoyed with us.
They get annoyed.
They do.
Like she looks at me like in disgust, like, are you serious? And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's too much.
It's too much
I can see why
accessibility.
people pay people to run their pages. I get it.
Exactly.
I get
Who has
it.
time? But also too, but Tiff, you've been doing it, and you really helped me.
Tiffany's
Okay.
doing
I don't-
it.
Okay, so
So
I'm
you're
gonna try to
doing it.
remember. If I'm wrong, it's Charnele Brown Acting Academy, right? Or School for the
Yeah.
Arts.
Yeah, and it's the Charnele Brown Acting Academy. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're gonna find out what it is. I'm gonna post it.
I think it's the Charnele Brown Acting Academy looking through the arts. That's it.
Okay. Okay, so Earlicia,
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
tell us a little bit about what you do really quickly, and not to rush you, but what you do
Yeah.
and how you help people, and all of give us your speech.
Not a problem. So I can be very quick. I'm a social worker with Harris County, and I contract with Goose Creek School District in Baytown.
Mm-hmm.
And I work with at-risk youth.
Wow.
We provide crisis counseling in the school district. my position is, I like to say it's very special because along with working with the at-risk youth, providing resources to families, I provide support to the campus as a whole. I cover 2 schools in the district.
Wow.
My title in the school district is a community youth specialist. There's 8 workers like me, and we put on like 3 summer camp for the kids in the summer. If a parent is dealing with battered, if there's domestic issues, I'll place a family in a shelter. If kids don't have clothes, I give them clothes, food. But our biggest thing is crisis counseling. And so anytime you see those major catastrophes like school shootings, things of that nature, I'm a part of that initial team that goes to the school to provide support for the youth and the school staff. So
thank you for that. Wow.
In a nutshell, that's what I do.
Right.
Wow.
Outside of presenting as well in the school district.
Right. And
wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And I didn't know you did all of that. You know, I told Charlie, she a counselor with the school district. She over the school.
My God.
So that's a lot. That is.
But I have to ask you, how do you de-stress?
Right.
What do you do?
I have learned. I've been working for Harris County now for 14 years. The first 7 I dealt with mentally ill adults, and my title was a case manager for indigent individuals who are deemed incapacitated by the courts, meaning the court said they are not they're not mentally or physically stable to pretty much handle their own needs. And that was very, I'm not gonna say fun. I learned a lot, and it was an adventurous job, but it took a toll on me because I was dealing with mentally ill adults.
Yeah.
Then I came over to the youth side, and I'm dealing with kids with mental health issues and things like that. So I've learned I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe in the last 2 years, I've learned to disconnect. When I get home, I'm on here with you all tonight, but at a certain time, I won't answer my phone.
Yeah.
I learned to not take my problems home with me.
Yes.
I used to come home and kind of throw it all on my husband, and I don't do that anymore. Like when I'm off.
Yeah.
And I'm learning to eat better. My diet is very important.
Okay.
Last year during like when the COVID really took effect, I started, and Tiffany knows, I started jump roping every day.
Baby, you was worse than my cousin Jeannie. I'm gonna hook y'all up. I'm gonna get y'all together.
I need to hook up with her.
Yes.
So I started taking better care of myself. My diet, my exercise, but the biggest thing,
I need to do that.
I started disconnecting because my job is, I take on people's problems all day. And so I had to start getting a cutoff in the day. So like
exactly,
I cut my phone off.
I'm sorry.
Like if you're not my sister or my mom or my husband or my daughter, you probably not gonna get in contact with me.
I know because I tried to call you, and baby, you wasn't answering. Did you hear what I said?
Huh?
You heard what I said?
What did you say?
I said I tried to call you, and you didn't answer the phone.
Like she said, her mother.
I'm glad that I did call you back eventually because I wouldn't be on this call.
Oh, Lord.
So that was a blessing.
I'm like, what is the deal? She ain't calling.
You know I love you.
Love that.
And you know what? That leads me into our discussion because I do believe that a lot of times we take on things that's not really ours. And it causes maybe not long-term mental illness, but temporary mental disconnect or mental illness, right? So, and I shared with you? No, I shared with you, Earlicia, that I would, no, I shared with you, Charlie, I would go to my job, and every day I would leave at the same time like a robot, be late, in traffic.
Yeah.
When I got to work, I was like, don't talk to me. I just got here. Let me get my coffee. But I could have got my behind there 20 minutes early, sat down with my coffee, and been okay. But my whole day would be just frazzled because that's how I started it, right? So that caused, after a while, I was like, I can't do this job no more. I just can't do it, right? But really, it was me. I could have got up 20, 30 minutes earlier instead of hitting that damn snooze button. Because every time I'm like, I got 5 more minutes, I got 5 more minutes.
I got 5 more minutes.
And that 5 minutes turned into 30 minutes,
Yeah.
So I caused some of that. People cutting you off. You get too engaged. They cut me off. You mother, you know what I'm saying? And that pours, you talking to 37 trillion cells that says that you are now pissed off for the day, right? So now you pissed off, your boss call you, he might want to give you a raise. You're like, what you want? So
Thank you. Exactly.
So we cause some of our mental disconnect, and this is no downplay for people with serious mental conditions, but I know that over the years I have done things, not to myself, but things that I know were simple improvements that caused stress on me. And even talking to people, I talk to people on the phone, they'll tell me how bad things are, and my husband would say, why you talking to them? I mean, and I'm like, Lord, she's just having such a hard time.
And then you're stuck with it. And they're happy. They're going on about their way. And they're lighter, and you're heavier.
Right. And yes.
Exactly. But one thing I can say is my husband and myself, we balance each other, because if it's some tomfoolery involved, and you ran out of gas, but you got a pocket full of money, don't call him, because he gonna say, man,
I love it.
Did you not have no money? Or no, I thought I could make it. Well, do you have AAA? Sound like somebody that got AAA to me.
Right, AAA.
Yeah.
He's not gonna say
AAA. Right.
Yeah. He'll come get me, but as far as a friend, he's gonna tell that guy, you better call somebody else, because he feels like you should have got gas. So what do you think? What do you say about that, Earlicia? Do you think that some of the things, the strains that we call that comes on us, we cause ourselves?
Absolutely. But I think that I'll say this. I just think that there are levels and stages to life, and a lot of things come with experience. And depending on where you are, or maybe your maturity level, you just kind of get. I'll say this. I know there was a period where I spent a lot of time on the phone, taking in, like Miss Charlie said, if I could call her Charlie, people dumping on me, what I like to call dumping, right? And so, because I just was this social worker that was just going to save the world and everybody's problems, get up early in the morning, get in the car, and that my sister friend going to call me and she going to tell me about her husband and all of that, right? And now I'm on the phone with her, mad. And I can remember friends coming over my house. And I'm not saying I haven't done it either. Let me be clear about that. But I'm just saying there was a period where, come over my house at 1 a.m. crying. And then I'm mad at her husband too. And girl, what we gonna do? And forget that. No, so. But then, I moved away from that. I started realizing, I'll say this. I realized that I was the friend that everybody came to with their stuff.
Because you have that nurturing thing. I'm like that too. They come to me. If you have that nurturing vibe, they just gravitate to you. My husband told me everybody that come to you need help.
Exactly.
And I'm like, well, hey, I don't know, you know.
But the issue the issue that I ran into, I didn't have a sounding board. And so I became frustrated because I was being everybody's cheerleader, and I was supporting everybody, and I was taking on their stuff. But then I had all these things that I wanted to do and ideas, and I didn't have anybody sharpening me.
Right.
And I didn't have anybody saying, Earlicia, you should do that. Da 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 da. So that began to be a problem for me. And so I had to realize this one day. God is big enough where you can take everything to God.
Right.
Like he does not need me to be the middleman.
Right.
Exactly.
In, Charlie's relationship.
Right.
Like,
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to realize that I have my own family. I have my own husband and child. I have my own responsibilities. I have an elderly mother who requires me and my sister, we take,
too.
I have my own thing. So I had to learn the balance between handling my business and supporting others, but picking and choosing.
Yep.
So I don't answer at 7 a.m. now. You can't call me gossiping.
Oh no, 7 a.m.
Charlie say you can't call her at 7 at all.
At all.
Right.
I tell people, call me at 7 o'clock, you got to be dead.
And I had to learn. I had to cut just a lot of things,
Right.
And what Tiffany went out on us, and it was something we brought up earlier about that whole routine. I get up, I pray, I say my affirmations, I get myself, I start my day, I praise it, I get myself ready before I go out into the world.
Up next, we talk to my uncle and everyone's favorite uncle, Uncle Earl. He gives us his thoughts on therapy and what he does for his own mental wellness.
The psychiatrist, you don't need no goddamn psychiatrist to tell you crazy. You already know that. Shit, I don't know. I ain't going to no therapy because any situation I get in, I'm going to work my way out of it anyhow. I sit down there and get it all figured out. I say, ooh, that really took effect on me. So I'm going to make sure next time I get into anything that seems like it's going to wind up being that situation, I'm going to get my ass on down the road so I don't have to see this again. But I'll tell you this, I stick with that old rule. Adapt, improvise, and overcome. Whatever.
Sun go down. This is the 8th letter, trendsetter. I'm so H-Town. Hello, Houston. Welcome home to my...